Hello and welcome to GNO, that's Gaia Night Online, and this is where we come together to pull cards for the Astro week ahead, and we've got a big week this week. If you'd like to join me and pull cards, I love having company. You can click the link. It is posted on the Gaia Blooming Facebook page, or you can just watch. That's cool too. And hopefully some people will be able to join me. I'm not sure if anybody's coming or if it's just me, but either way, got some good cards in store for you for this big week. So this week, besides all the moon shifts, moon in Pisces, moon in Aries, moon in Taurus, moon in Gemini, we have Mercury going direct on Thursday. We have Neptune going retrograde on Friday. And we have Saturn moving back into Scorpio on Sunday. So lots of shift and change happening this week. So we'll start with the moon in Pisces. Moon's going to be in Pisces through Wednesday. So it's basically taking us through the last full days of Mercury retrograde because Mercury goes direct on Thursday. So our lesson with this moon in Pisces and Mercury retrograde for these last few days is maturity. I love this card. And how I feel this is it goes back to one of my favorite things to use, responsibility. And basically everything that happens to you in your life is your responsibility. And it's not necessarily like you caused this, but you get to choose how you're going to respond, how you're going to, use whatever the universe is giving you and use your energy with it. And I think this is such a good lesson with the moon in Pisces, tuning us into our intuition, and Mercury retrograde, which is also asking us to tune in and review. So if anything's coming up, what is the mature thing to do? And I think maturity is about listening to your soul. It's not about what anybody else thinks, what anybody else should or shouldn't do. What is right for you? What is right for your soul? And coming from that place. So that's taking us through Wednesday. Let's see, I decided to pull a goddess card for that as well. All right, so let's see. Oh, I love it. And from the goddesses, I pulled Aphrodite, inner goddess. It says, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care, and appreciating your divinity. I think that speaks of maturity as well. Like really honoring who you are, your divine self. That to me is complete maturity. All right, so next we have the moon shifting into Aries on Wednesday, which will definitely take us out of this kind of sleepy thing and like, okay, we're going to start moving. With Mercury about to get direct, it's sure to get things cracking. And the sun is also going to be connecting to Uranus that day. So yeah, definitely could be an active day. Love this card. I pulled Understanding. And I like this because you see these bars fading. And that is reminds me of the Aries energy. You always can move forward. A lot of times we'll feel stuck. And maybe we're supposed to stay in place, but there's always movement happening. And if you feel stuck, usually it's your own blocks that are holding you back. So this is saying, hey, let those bars fade. Take appropriate action. Whatever feels right for you. Mercury's going direct. It's time to move. So tune in again, take those lessons of, the Pisces, and then take action from that place. And from the goddesses, I pulled Sedna, infinite supply. It says you are supplied for your today and all your tomorrows. And I like this in alignment with the Aries energy as well, because it's saying, a lot of times we hold, I don't have enough money, nobody wants to do it with me, all the reasons why not. Saying, hey, the universe has got your back. There's no reason why you can't take a step forward in this. All right, so then, Thursday, June 11th, we have Mercury going direct. How exciting is that? This has been really interesting Mercury retrograde with it in Gemini. So the card that I pulled for Mercury direct from the Osho deck is Nothingness. One of my favorite cards. I take this card as a card of pure potentiality. Nothingness is a place of everythingness. Everything and nothing. It's that sacred gap space that we go to when we meditate. And so, this is what's saying. This Mercury going direct is opening us into the pure potentiality. Whatever we sit in set in our vortex. Let's use the Abraham word, but set into our, energy field while Mercury has been retrograde, while we've been going within. Now it has a chance to come forward and be rebirthed as we take that action with the Aries and we tuned in. It's all working together to bring about amazingness for you. So the nothingness card, that is so beautiful for that. Oh, interesting. Maybe you have some romantic inclinations, because I pulled Guinevere from the goddesses, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love for you, and you are worth it. I know Sagittarius and Geminis right now are definitely going through relationship stuff, with their 7th houses activated, respectively. So, hey, who knows? Great things may be in store. So that is for Thursday. Then on Friday, Neptune goes retrograde. So Neptune is the planet that connects us to spirit, to our spirituality. It also connects us to karma and our past lives. And I think when Neptune goes retrograde, especially when it is in Pisces, its home sign, it is such a great opportunity to turn within, go into past lives, go, work through past karma. This true love card, that may also be tuning you into past relationships that still have unfinished business to be worked through. So Neptune's going to be direct for a little while. I actually didn't look up when it's going retrograde for a while. Sorry, Mercury is still retrograde while I'm doing this. Neptune is going to be retrograde for a while. I didn't look up when they'll be finished, but check out the daily horoscope. I'll say it then. But yeah, so this is happening on Friday. And I pulled 2 cards for this. The first card I pulled was projections. And I think this is really great. So much of what goes on out there is a kind of projection. And so I think while Neptune is retrograde in Pisces, be aware of this. And who knows what kind of karmic strings are attached to this. Like, I'm going through this crazy situation with my neighbor. My cat Lala, she's still out there. She's hanging out in my neighbor's backyard. My neighbor is not very nice, not very happy. And I wonder, I've sat here, I wonder if there's some kind of past life karma thing. What's going on? Is she projecting something on me? Am I projecting something on her? I don't know. But I keep trying to send her good things because I'd really like to get my little cat back. And meanwhile, if we can work through our projections, work through any negativity that we hold on with these projections. Forgiveness is one of those most powerful things. So if we can work through this, we come to a place of receptivity. What holds us back is those ideas, those stories. And I will fully admit, I have been making stories up the wazoo. And some of them are true, and some of them are complete fabrications. But at least be able to forgive. Find yourself in a good space so you can open and receive. Because I think even though it's retrograde, I think this is such a time for really receiving divine light, divine guidance. And it may come from a place closer to here instead of out there. But it's an amazing time for that. See what the goddesses have to offer for this. One of my favorites. Mary Magdalene, unconditional love. Lots of love stuff coming up. Love yourself, others, in every situation, no matter what the outward appearance may be. That reminds me of one of my favorite quotes, which is, love whatever shows up. I think that's one of the most powerful ways of handling any situation. How can I love whatever shows up? I'm really trying hard to love my neighbor. I send her, I imagine gold fairy dust light enveloping her, because clearly she needs it. So next we have the moon shifting into Taurus. So that's going to be happening on Friday as well. And I love this card. I love this card for this. I pulled the miser card. And you're like, why do you love this? You see this pruny old lady hoarding her jewels. And Taurus to me is all about value and your talents and valuing them. And this card to me is pointing out, if you do not share what you came to offer, whether it's your voice, whether it's wisdom, whether it's pulling cards for people, whether it's astro knowledge, whether it's your special spacey dance moves, if you're not sharing it with the world, you're kind of doing what this person's doing. And so this is saying, hey, put your talents out there, put your value out there, be willing to put it out there, because the world wants to see you. and to think anything else is an illusion. So it's time to get beyond the illusion, beyond the illusion that you're not important, because you are important and you brought special qualities to this planet. So be willing to share them. Love that combination for the moon in Taurus. And then on Sunday, Sunday, the moon shifts into Gemini and Saturn retrogrades back into Scorpio. Saturn will be in Scorpio all the way through September 17th. It goes direct August 1st, and then we'll be back into Sagittarius on September 17th. So we will be traversing the deep darkness of the Scorpio energy, those final degrees of Scorpio, as over these next couple of months, and just getting into those fears, getting into the security, root chakra issues that Scorpio can bring forward to us, and showing us our darkest parts of ourselves. So I think it's so beautiful. We have Venus in Leo right now and Jupiter in Leo, also bringing our lightest light, the light of our heart. So this combination is so incredible. It's such an incredible astrological thing. I want to be like Jimmy Fallon. It's so cool. It's so cool. Anyway, so first, moon shifts into Gemini in the morning, bringing a little lightness to the day that Saturn traverses back into Scorpio. But I pulled a funny card for moon in Gemini. I pulled the schizophrenia card. And this can be that Gemini energy of like, I'm here and I'm there and I can't make a decision. And this card says, hey, stop holding on to these sides of the cliff and instead fall heart first down into the softness of your heart. And that to me is like, is it yum or yuck? Fall into the yum, fall into your center. And, Gemini mind can be like, blah, and, Mercury is in Gemini. It is newly direct, so your mind may be working overtime, processing any of this Saturn and Scorpio stuff. And the other card I pulled for that is turning in. It's time to look within. If you have all those voices, here's all these voices that are talking. Go in here, fall into your center. So, Saturn in Scorpio. What cards did I pull for this? I love, love, love. I know I've said that about all of these cards, but they just are so perfect. I'm really happy. So the first card I pulled was the Master. This is the Osho card. And basically this is saying, do not worry about anybody else's darkness. Don't worry about them. Saturn in Scorpio is all about mastering yourself. And we find that mastery by facing our greatest fears, by facing the void, by facing whatever you are afraid of. What are you afraid of? Look at it, honor it, hold it, honor the part of yourself that is afraid of whatever. That's how you find the master within, by really being able to have the courage to look at whatever needs to be looked at and shine a light there. Look at this light enveloping this flower that has the courage to grow from this place of this darkness, to grow from these rocks. That's what the universe is asking of us right now with Saturn and Scorpio. And there's been so much change. You could be frightened, but in this moment, right now, you are safe and protected, and you can move forward from that energy. So I'm going to pull a card for the moon in Gemini and Saturn back into Scorpio. All right. So 2 cards that I pulled for this Sunday. Butterfly Maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. You can't always have those blessings without that change. So, and Scorpio is the sign of transformation. And the other one is Diana, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. So be aware, of that monkey mind behind and how it can undermine or serve as you move into your infinite potential. That's Saturn in Sagittarius. It's going to be returning in the fall, moving into your potential. So that was it for this week. Great cards. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully people will be able to make it next week and pull cards with me. I love when I have company for that. But I wanted to say happy birthday to Gaia Blooming. I'm going to pull a card for Gaia Blooming because it is her 2nd birthday today. And I think there's big things in store for Gaia Blooming. I love these goddess cards that I'm pulling for her. All right, here we go. So I pulled 3 in honor of her being 2 and starting, her 3rd year. Ishtar, boundaries. White Tara, sensitivity, and Erikura, blossoming, which helped us actually pick the name of Gaia Blooming. So we're setting our boundaries. We're saying yes to what we want at Gaia Blooming and no to what's not right for Gaia Blooming. We are honoring the sensitive nature of everyone, all of us who are part of Gaia Blooming, and avoiding harsh relationships, environments, situations, and chemicals, definitely. And then finally, always blossoming, blooming in with love into our true selves. That's our focus. So thank you for being on the journey with us. I love you all, and I will see you next week and in the daily horoscopes. Namaste.